sisters we favor.
I know, right? We do look like sisters. And it's so funny. I decided I was going to wear white today, and then you're wearing the light tan color, the cream color. So I love it. I love it. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to Be Inspired. My name is Gillian Giorgio, GGinspire. I have the incredible Dr. Troy Byer with me today. I am so grateful. I cannot say enough wonderful things about this woman. And really quick, I'm going to try and think of all the great things. I'm going to condense them really quick. So Dr. Troy, she's a beautiful woman and person. She's got a huge, huge heart. She's a successful actress, director. Probably her most important role is mom. She's a mental health advocate. She's a philanthropist. She's the founder of Mindology Fitness. And she's a true visionary, helping people cope with trauma and, help them see through the path to be able to get to a better place. And personally, I have to tell you, what I appreciate most about her is the really candid and honest conversations that she and I have been able to have in just a short time. I've just known her a couple of years now, and she's really come to be somebody that I admire a great deal. And I really just respect her, everything that she's gone through and what she's been able to create because of it. So welcome to Be Inspired, Dr. Troy.
Thank you. Thank you. That was so lovely. Such a lovely introduction.
Absolutely. My pleasure. So, I know that a lot of people out there know you, and I would love to hear maybe a little bit about your story. I mean, I have a lot of questions. I know you were a child star. You were on Sesame Street. I think that was your first acting job. Do you feel like your early success maybe made it harder for you or easier for you over the years?
I really don't have anything to compare it to because it's all I knew,
Yeah.
Like it's all I knew. I started Sesame Street at 4, right? And it was a hit TV show, and I'd go to school and kids would be so excited and they thought I was like this star. And I was like, I'm just on Sesame Street, So it was just all I knew. I didn't know not being on Sesame Street or not being in front of the camera. So I've just always I've never felt like, I just felt like it was just the way life was, when you're a kid in the industry. What do you compare it to?
Yeah, I guess it's, just your life. So depending on what you grow up in, right, is what you deem normal.
Right. And we worked at the studio that they also shot Electric Company in, and Zoom. You remember the Zoom? Not Zoom.
Yeah.
Zoom, ZOOM, box 3.
Okay.
Meso 2 1 3 4. So we filmed on the same set. So there are always kids on a different show, whether you're on Electric Company or Zoom or Sesame Street. I assumed everyone was on one of those 3 shows.
Nice.
And so when I started to figure out that wasn't the case, I remember I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want them to find out that there's cameras, that it's not real. So I felt like I had to hide cameras. Like I got upset if they ever showed the camera. I was like, don't show the camera.
Wow.
It's a story, but it's true.
Just perspective, perspective of kids. Like, so this podcast, I'm in the whole process of interviewing entrepreneurs and kind of celebrating their experience, good and bad. And, frankly, I joke about it, but it's true. It's kind of like my FU to everyone who told me not to become an entrepreneur, because I think it's a really great way to build yourself and build your life. I was telling somebody earlier, like I was not anywhere near as mentally tough as when I became an entrepreneur and I went through the trials and tribulations. And so what do you suggest for people out there that are becoming entrepreneurs, aspiring to be? How do they build their brand and how do they find their niche? Because you've continued to find so many different ones over the years. So what do you suggest for entrepreneurs up and coming?
Well, so the investment and the commitment to be an entrepreneur is like nothing I've ever experienced in my life. It exceeds motherhood, quite frankly, although motherhood is my favorite profession, because it is a profession. It's challenging. And so this is what I say. You have to do what you love. You have to absolutely love what you're going after, because if you don't love it, when the going gets tough, you're going to punk out. And the going gets tough, as you know, it gets really greasy, right? It gets a little like, I don't know that I can do this. But then if you remember what your what is, and if you love it so much, nothing's going to stop you. I have had so many doors slammed in my face. I've had so many challenges and so many obstacles, and I just look at them as stepping stones because I love my path that I'm on, and I'm not going to be taken off my path by challenges and adversity. I'm taking adversity and I'm chewing that baby up, and I'm making pudding out of it. You know, like you are not stopping me. And I am like on fire. So you've got to have that kind of drive and passion. Otherwise, you just can't stay in the game. It's just not worth it. It's not worth taking all those punches.
I mean, so true.
Seriously, right? So true. And then you'll get to a point where you'll get punched and you'll be like, that's all you got? You know, you can do better than that, right?
Right.
So you toughen up. You toughen up eventually. Yeah.
That's so true. And you know what? You have that incredible passion for Mindology Fitness. I remember when we met and I was taking the class and my daughters were there. And I just remember just seeing how in your element you were and how much passion you had about what you're doing. And even as you mentor and train other trainers, I mean, Mindology is, it's going to transcend, and it's going to be, well, tell us what your vision is for Mindology. I'll let you share.
Well, you were on the right track. So eventually we're going to have, Mindology centers all over the world. It'll be synonymous with Starbucks. It's like, oh, Starbucks Mindology. Like that is my goal. And training trainers, getting ready to have another training workshop, my first one since COVID, in 3 weeks, and that's already booked to the max. Got a waiting list, so it's exploding because it works. You know, it's a safe solution to mental health challenges.
Yeah.
And I'm passionate about it. And I was such a privilege to teach you and your daughter, right? I mean, that's so great. That's what I love about Mindology. We say it's from the cradle to the casket. The only criteria is that you have a heart, you know? So to watch you next to your sweet little girls, your daughters are beautiful, by the way. They're so precious.
Thank you so much. It's, it's interesting. You say like as an entrepreneur, this huge undertaking, and as a mom. And so it's like, Stephen Covey talks about the big boulders in your jar. Like those are they're all the big boulders, but I'm most proud of who they are becoming, and seeing them in that class and the energy. I mean, even just some of the moves, they still do them now, and I wanted to ask you about, you touched on mental health and how important it is. And I would really love to know, especially with the side that we don't see on social media, how does mental health affect entrepreneurs, and how do you see it as something that they really have to be mindful of and focus on staying healthy in that area?
Yeah, well, I think when you're an entrepreneur, you're just doubly challenged from a mental perspective, right? Because you got to keep yourself together just to deal with life, the norm of life. But then when you become an entrepreneur, that's a whole other, set of problems and challenges. And whenever you're dealing with any problems or any challenges, you're going to need viable solutions that can actually circumvent the level of stress, because there's a lot of stress with being an entrepreneur, and that just takes a toll on you, and then it impacts your personal life. So having your mental health together is crucial for entrepreneurs, because you've got double the duty in a way. You've got to take care of your professional, and then if you have staff or you're creating content, the stress around that, and you're accountable for the lives and the creating a harmonious environment for your employees. So it's very crucial. It's very crucial to being an entrepreneur. Yeah.
Oh, it's so true. It's so true. It's like, I would say, it's like peeling back the layers of the onion. There's so many things to deal with. So I'm going to switch gears. Okay. I'm going to switch gears for a second. I just want to ask you like a this or that question. I like to throw these in. So do you, are you sleep in, or are you an up early?
Oh, it just depends on the night before.
Okay.
I mean, my preference is up early. I recently moved to my ranch here in Arizona. Prior to living on the ranch, I would get up early because of the noise of the city. But I actually slept into like noon the other day. I was like, what? It was a Saturday, but still.
That sounds amazing. Oh my gosh, sleeping in. Ah,
Yeah, I know. You're probably so. Yeah,
I don't know what that's
what
like.
but as a rule, just so you know, I always try to be in bed by 10, asleep by 11, and up by 7. So 11 to 7, those are my sleep hours.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I need to work on that. I need to work on that.
It's really important that we get a good amount of sleep. You know, a lot of people, they think that especially women over 40, they think, oh, I've got this muffin top now because my metabolism is as fast as it used to be, and I got to work out more. No, it's because you're not getting enough sleep. Weight gain can be traced to lack of sleep, especially in the midsection.
You're speaking directly to me right now as I'm like on this whole regimen, working out like crazy. And I'm like, just not getting the results as fast as I thought I would get. And for sure.
Yeah, here's magic. Sleep 8 hours a night. You'll drop weight. You'll start dropping weight like you cannot even imagine, especially when you're midsection.
Yes. Okay. So I just have to be more efficient during the day so that I can really do that 8 hours. I really got to work on it. Okay. So does that mean, maybe I know the answer to this question. So caffeine or caffeine free?
Oh, caffeine free. Yeah. For the most part.
Okay.
I'm a tea person, but listen, I can't lie. I do like black tea, and English black tea is my favorite. And I have that like once every 2 months, and I'll have a coffee with oat milk once every 2 months, but really I'm a tea person. Yeah.
I believe that. What about, so city vacation or beach?
Depends on who I'm with.
I love it. Okay.
If I'm with a man, beach. If I'm with my girlfriend, city.
Yes.
But nothing better than sitting on the beach with your guy, you know, and just chilling. And
yeah, oh, I love it. I love the answer to that question. It depends. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to switch gears again. So, and this is when we met and we talked about the first time that we met. We had I think we did lunch in Sherman Oaks somewhere.
Yes.
So, and I talked to you a little bit about what I do, and I came from a different background. I came from medicine, and I work in the world of finance. So, how do you feel like financial education is valued in entrepreneurs, and how do you see that as something that they need to pay attention to?
I think it's crucial because remember, you're in business to make a difference first and to make money second, but definitely some people are it's a tie, but you have to know how to manage the money that you plan on making. If you're going to be working 24/7 to make $1, you should know how to manage that dollar, right? Otherwise you're just spinning your wheels. But I think it's very important. That's something that you really hipped me to, by the way, just talking to you. I'm like, whoa, I need to get a little more serious about this. And I started getting really serious about it.
Yeah. Good for you. I mean, it's so important. And when I was introduced, it was like, oh, I should really know this. Like, I really want to do adulting 101 and 102 in high school for these kids so that they come out and they know about like taxes and budgets and investments and just all of these things that, you know, as adults we learn, and usually we learn kind of through the school of hard knocks because we're not taught. And so so always felt like it would have made a big difference if I learned a little bit more early, you know?
Yeah.
So something that you've always done that I've seen, you know, when I look at your entire career, you've always managed to stay relevant and stay kind of like, and I always think I told you last year or something, I was like, every picture I see of you, you look different. You have a completely different look. And you just always look amazing. But how do you, as an entrepreneur, like maybe for yourself and also for the ones coming up, how do you stay relevant and how do they continue to reinvent themselves?
You know, it's interesting. I laugh when you say relevant because it's never been anything that I've inspired to do or be. I really don't care about being relevant. I care about making a difference. And fortunately, I've been able to engage in professions and activities that make a difference and as a result are inherently relevant. You know, I don't set out to be relevant. I mean, I don't think I would even know how to do that. You know, I just do follow my heart, and I'm really here to make a difference, and I'm here to do God's work for sure. And in doing God's work, that's a heavy load.
Yeah.
That's a heavy load. And I guess inherent inside of that, within that commitment, is relevancy. But I certainly don't set out to be relevant, nor should anyone set out to be relevant. Set out to fulfill your purpose. That's the relevancy. Fulfill your purpose. You're here for a reason. You're a purpose with the purpose. Get on track, and then you just don't even have to worry about being relevant. And quite frankly, I can care less if I am or not, because I'm relevant in the ways that I'm supposed to be relevant. When I'm helping someone transition between life and death, that feels very relevant to me. When I'm helping a mother who's getting beat up by her teenage daughter, and she doesn't want to hit her because she doesn't want to, use violence as a remedy for violence, and when we find really beautiful solutions and they now have a great relationship, that's really super relevant to me.
Yeah. It's not about relevance. It's about following what makes you happy and where you feel like you're needed.
Right.
Yeah. I think that speaks volumes though.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I think so too. In terms of my looks, I think being an actress, I felt like a chameleon all my life. I've always done different looks. And, also I have to say, being a Black woman, we love doing things with our hair. And I guess that constitutes a look change. I certainly haven't done any, nose jobs or anything like that. But I think whenever you change your hair, it's like you're changing your look. And as a Black woman, I just get used to it, because I'm always going to be changing this hair. It's just, I curl it, I braid it, I cut it. You know how we do.
Yes. Yes. And I'm like, I have to do something different. I feel like I need to change it up. I want to cut it. I really want to cut it, but I don't know if I'm ready to do that yet. I'm thinking about it though, more and more. I'm like, maybe like shorter.
Right.
So, we met through somebody who you have a great relationship with. And I actually I interviewed her not too long ago. We're going to be posting that up soon, but she is somebody that I've built an amazing relationship with. And I've seen you build incredible relationships. Even when we first talked, you were building a relationship with the founders of the school that my girls were going to. And I've seen you just build these incredible relationships over the years, and like all people all over the world in your life. And so, I'm sure it's must have helped you a great deal, over the years. And as you've continued to be of service for so many people, what do you suggest especially for female entrepreneurs, to build that network and to be able to get out there and build relationships?
So in my experience, what makes a relationship powerful and sustainable is to be interested in what the other person is up to, and then figure out how what you're up to can actually empower what they're up to, right? So you want to always create an opportunity. If there's no opportunity, there's not going to be any interest. So I say that participation is a function of value. If you are offering value, people will want to participate in what you're up to. If it's value for them, human beings always do everything in their own self-interest. I don't care how altruistic they may perceive to be.
Yeah.
Underneath it all, it's all self-interest. And by the way, you want it to be self-interest, because that's what's going to keep them in the game. Altruistic endeavors are very temporary, because they get tired. You can't sustain that level of inauthenticity, right? I'm being altruistic. No. But if you really have skin in the game and you've got your own selfish reasons, you're not going to walk away. It's harder to walk away. So you want people to have a selfish interest in being in a relationship with you, because they see the value, they see the opportunity. And if that's not present mutually, it's not a good relationship. It won't last. Like for you, for instance, I have a selfish interest in my relationship with you. You know about money, and I want to be, I'm a money woman. I make money. I'm going to be making lots and lots of money. So I'm keeping real close, because I know where I know where I'm going to go when I need some, like, really to pull my sleeves up and get down and say, okay, what do I really trust you? There's a lot of people I don't trust with my money. So that's that. I know you think I like you, but I like you too, but
yes,
you're valuable to me. You understand?
Yeah.
And I like you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Well, you know what? you gave me so much value the first day that we met you and we did Mindology Fitness. And so I personally, for me, I want to be around people who have that mindset of growth, who have that spirituality, who want to be able to serve and do things for other people. And so that's my selfish interest is, for us and for my family, like I want my kids to grow up in this environment where, yes, they see mom working hard, they see great things happening, but they're also feeling safe and feeling good and feeling empowered. And, Mindology Fitness is, when you talk about the vision of what you want to be able to create, I know it will happen because I know, especially during the pandemic, a huge part of the pandemic has been the mental effects. So many people have just the feeling of connecting with people, that huge lack, but now getting back out there, but still feeling like, oh, I don't know. There's just all of this uncertainty. And so I'm grateful to you for putting that out and making it okay. And also giving a solution.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I was talking about on a call today. It's Mindology Fitness is safe and it offers a solution, and it's with ease. So thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it, especially since you've done the work, so you know what it is.
Yeah, really great. Absolutely. And I've also spent some time with some of your trainers, some of the people that you've mentored, and they just absolutely love you and they love your vision of what you want to be able to create. So it's exciting. So
I got great trainers. I love them. They're good.
Yeah. So, and I know that you're kind of in a new space right now. That's pretty much all my questions. I wanted to be able to kind of pick your brain a little bit and get the world to hear about what you're working on. And, I know you just finished. Now, you just finished your doctorate, right?
I did.
You're Dr. Troy, which I'm so excited about. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes. Oh my gosh. 15 years.
It's an undertaking.
I went back to school at 42. I had like maybe a semester of college under my belt. So,
wow.
But what a great journey.
Well, you're amazing. You are an inspiration to me and so many others. And frankly, I'm grateful for the time. I've seen the difference that you've made in our lives, but also in the lives, of people all over the world. And it's going to continue. I see you making such an impact, and this is your legacy. Mindology Fitness is going to be your legacy.
Thank you. From your mouth to God's ears and with God's might. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I'm so grateful to have you here. And guys, look, this is the opportunity for you to hear from people that are doing it, that have done things, that are entrepreneurs and that have weathered the storms, but also continue to grow and get better. And that's a huge part of the journey of becoming an entrepreneur. So I just want to tell you all, on behalf of Dr. Troy, on behalf of me, be inspired, everyone, for a great life.